How's it going, everyone? Scotty Combat here, and I want to talk about the Legacy Collection edition that's coming out this year, which honestly I feel like it's coming really quick. It's 2025 and we're already in June and the game's coming out soon. What I really want to talk about in this video is Mortal Kombat Trilogy and the possibility of this game being on that collection, which I really hope it is. And I say that for several reasons, because one, if you have played the original Mortal Kombat games, you know how much fun Mortal Kombat Trilogy is. That is, those of us that do enjoy it. There are some people out there that have played Trilogy that have also played the classic Mortal Kombat games that really don't care for it. That's unfortunate. I love Trilogy, and I really do want to see it come back, and I think more people want to see it come back than folks that don't want to see it come back. Now, I want to share some ones that seem obvious to me at first. There's other titles that could be coming with the game that may not be Trilogy that people were considering. People were saying maybe we'll get Deception, maybe we'll get Armageddon, and honestly I don't see us getting the 3D era games with this collection unless they were to give us all of them. I don't think they're going to give us one 3D era game with all of the arcade games. It doesn't make too much sense to me, but hey, I could be wrong. It could be here's Deadly Alliance with the rest of the Deadly Alliance ports, and then we'll come out with a new volume, and from there we'll start with Deception and move forward. I can't say I really care for that approach. At the same time, I love Deadly Alliance, so actually getting that full port and with the online capability that it never had, I'm all for it. I wouldn't complain, I'd be really happy. It just seems like an odd way to deliver a product with one 3D era game and then having to wait for the next one and it not being included in that one, if that makes sense. Real quick, for those that don't know, MK Trilogy is a combination of the first three Mortal Kombat games pretty much for the most part. You can play as Shao Kahn, you can play as Goro, you can play as Kintaro, you can play as Motaro. That is, you can play as the boss characters and all the other characters, similar to Mortal Kombat Armageddon, but this is like Armageddon for the 2D era, right? Well, you could only play as the boss characters if it was the PlayStation 1 port. If you played the N64 port, it sucked because you couldn't play as any of the boss characters. However, you still got the rest of the characters, with the addition of Female Chameleon to kind of make up for that. Which in my opinion, it doesn't make up for missing 4 characters, but it was still a neat addition to have a different character in there to say, hey, here's something different. Most of us that are giant Mortal Kombat nerds, you can throw us one new character and we'll freak out. It worked. Floyd came to MK1. Pink wasn't my most favorite color for a new ninja, nor was the name, but it was a new Mortal Kombat character, and the experience is very fun, especially when it's a secret character. Now, I'm not trying to jam-pack this video with hot takes, but I do want to share as many reasons why as possible that I do want to see Trilogy come to this game. With the first one being, there are a lot of us out there that enjoy this game that would like to see it return. 2, I think it's one of the most likely games to show up. For example, like I just shared with the 3D era games. Now, there are other games that could show up here instead of Trilogy, like Mythologies or Special Forces. In fact, both of those games could show up, or even all 3 of these games could show up. I'm focusing on Trilogy for the multiple reasons that I think it is the best one of the bunch, if we're not counting the 3D era games. Some of the reasons people never wanted to see Trilogy be remastered is, yes, here are some of the bugs. There's some missing sound files on some of the stages. Sometimes even the stage and music will stop if you play on low damage mode. It won't loop as many times. That's already a modified game mode. Some of these I feel like wouldn't be very difficult fixes, although I'm not a game developer, so I really can't say. Now, the pacing of Mortal Kombat Trilogy is a little different than Mortal Kombat 3 and UMK3, but that's not a bad thing. Like comparing MK3 to UMK3, the pacing's different. I think that's okay. It's alright to have the game a little different. MK Trilogy also has the aggressor bar, which most people aren't a fan of. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you see the letters forming aggressor. Whenever that fills up completely, your character's enhanced, letting you do extra damage. But you can go into the options of the game and turn this feature off if you don't like it. If we do get Trilogy, say we only get one port of it, I really hope it's the PlayStation 1 port and not the N64 port because of the lack of roster. Not only that, the quality of the music and the sound effects aren't that great. The sound effects and the music for Mortal Kombat Trilogy sounds like everything coming out of the speaker pushed into a pillow. I'm gonna let you listen for a second so you know what I mean. As far as visual and sound effects, I would say the PS1 version's more superior. I'm just going to run this as an example. That was the N64, this is the PS1. Fight. Look how much better that looks.
Flawless victory.
The announcer, also known as Steve Ritchie, sounds very clean here. The sound effects, the visuals. PS1 version is just far more superior than the N64 version. I really hope we get this. I will say this, if they bring back Special Forces and Mythologies with all the games we're already getting in their ports in this Legacy Collection, and they don't include Trilogy, I'm not going to be happy that it's not in there. But if we get news that they're working on another collection and this one will be a part of the next one, it would dampen the blow, but I feel like Trilogy truly does belong with the 2D era games. I dare say it's one of the first Mortal Kombat games where you get to choose like a different skin for your character when really you're choosing a different game version of that character. For example, Kung Lao's in Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 3. You can flip the box and choose which Kung Lao you want to play as, the one from 2 or 3. It's not even that, and just that they're different skins, they also have some different abilities too, and they even added some new moves to the older characters to make them fit in with the newer ones as well. Trilogy is also the first straight to home port Mortal Kombat. There is no arcade version of this game. It was directly to the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1. I would say there's some nostalgia of bad feelings for some people from the arcade era looking at Trilogy and looking at its flaws and really highlighting those in comparison to the original UMK3 or MK3. There's some bugs in it, but honestly they're pretty minor. You can have a lot of fun playing this game, and it also lets people play as the boss characters, like this is a human player playing Shao Kahn against the computer. Now I do have to share, for those that don't know, the boss characters don't have combos like all of your regular characters, but the regular hits are extra powerful to compensate for that. I mean, 2 hits right there and the character almost lost half their life. It's just really fun to play against each other. Some people are also going to argue that the boss characters are less stronger because they don't have combos, their jumps are kind of clunky looking, they feel stiff to play, which they are, but still, it's all for fun. Yes, Trilogy has some bugs, but it's a very fun game. When the Legacy Collection releases, I'm absolutely playing online with many of you that want to play it. I love playing Trilogy, but if it's not there, then I'll suffice for UMK3 and MK3. I really can't wait to play MK4 because I've never experienced MK4 online. Yes, MK4's graphics aren't the greatest, but it's still a really fun game. I could go on about other titles as well, like Shaolin Monks being a possibility. I think that's possible for a future pack, unless they're going to bring a lot more games to this collection. That one is very fun to play against other players as well, but very underrated, and it's hard for me to even find people talking about the versus mode in Shaolin Monks. Please, if you've ever played Shaolin Monks and you've played versus mode with someone else, share your experience in the comments, because I can never find anyone to have this conversation with. I'll save that for another video because I could go on and on. Rolling back to what's more realistic, and that is Trilogy being in this Legacy Collection. Right here it is, Shao Kahn versus Shao Kahn. Like, you can play this with your buddies. You can just go all out and have a ridiculous time together. That's the fun in it. It's classic marketing. They're showing us a list of games that are going to come with the collection, and then a little bit more, but we don't know what we're getting yet. Man, I hope we get it. The option for tag team was a lot of fun, and then the 8-player combat. I did a video sharing my initial thoughts on the release of the Legacy Collection, but this is me really sharing now the other game I would really like to see in it, and that is Trilogy. Now that you guys know where I stand on this, I want to know where you stand on it as well, whether you've played Trilogy or not, and whether you want to see this included in the Legacy Collection or not. Fingers crossed for Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I'll be live here shortly. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, and I will see you all live and or in the next video. Much love everyone, and take care.